Hey guys, it's Emma.
And Maggie.
And welcome back to another episode of Love You Bye.
Today we have a very special guest coming to the show. My boyfriend Mac is finally on the podcast. We've actually gotten so many requests to have you on the show. So I'm really excited because I feel like I have always been super private with my relationships with social media. Like, I don't know what it is. I just have always liked to keep that part of my life to myself, as you know, obviously. But I do feel like it is important to share some of our relationship because I feel like we spend literally every single day together and you're a huge part of my life, obviously. And I just feel like the podcast is a perfect way for everybody to get to know you because I know obviously you just don't go on social media or anything. So sometimes YouTube can be intimidating with the camera. So I feel like I'm excited to have you on the podcast so people can get to know you and get to know us and our relationship. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But we're going to start off with a peek in the pit. Obviously, you know the peek in the pit.
Yep.
What is your peek in your pit of the week?
Of the week or the day?
Either.
Whatever Mac wants in his world.
The peak is definitely just being by the lake. I haven't spent too much time by a lake because there's none in Boston. It reminds me of just being a child. And my pit was probably you giving me attitude this morning before you ate breakfast.
I get hangry.
Yeah.
Every day, no matter what. If I'm hungry, I feel like girls can relate to this. Emma, you get this with pain, I feel like. And I get super hangry until I eat food and then it makes me calm down.
Yeah.
So Mac was let's get Maggie some avocado toast. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
My peak and pit of the week is... My peak is being back in Oregon. I actually really do like it here a lot. And I'm excited to be back this time around because we're staying at a house that's on the lake. We've never stayed on the lake before. We normally bounce around or are at friends' houses. And this is so much fun, experiencing being on the lake. My pit is probably... I don't know why, but my period has never felt like this before. This may be TMI, but I'm not kidding. It seriously never felt like this before. I feel so sick. My body feels tired.
Yeah.
You know, that feeling. And I just feel so sick.
Is the elevation higher wwhere we are right now because of the mountains?
No, we're on the water.
Yeah, a lake, Emma. We're not at ocean level.
I literally have no idea. All I know is that my period, my cramps are so bad, but it's life. It's different all the time. I was in tears last night because they were so bad. I couldn't fall asleep. And then finally I cried myself to sleep. I literally cried myself to sleep. But it's okay. Other than that, no bad, nothing's bad here.
My peak is that we're in Oregon. It's my first time here and we're on the lake and it's so beautiful. And I don't even know how to describe it. The air is different. It's lighter and you just feel...
It's so nice.
You can breathe and the air is not heavy. I don't know, it's just so peaceful and it's so quiet in the town that we're in. It's called Lake Oswego and it looks like a little fairy tale town. It's so cute. The trees are big and pointy. It looks like it's out of a movie. And it reminds me of little fairies flying around and little gnomes. That's what it reminds me of, the buildings. Yeah. It's I don't know, it feels magical. I think my pit is that I miss Milo so much and Max. But I miss my baby. He was supposed to come, but my brother was no, don't bring him on the plane. I'll just watch the dogs at your house. But I literally miss him so much. And it made me so sad leaving them yesterday and closing the door. They were crying. Aww. And they saw our suitcases. Milo knows.
He had tears.
He did. Aww. And it's so cute because we woke up yesterday morning for the flight at 6:00 and Milo sleeps in. And so he didn't get up. He wouldn't get up. He was still sleeping. And I'm Milo, it's time to get up. Let's go. And he was so cozy in bed, looking at me. And he, didn't want me to leave.
Aww.
Once he sees the suitcases, he knows.
Yeah, he does know. It was so sad. We just kind of got them when we closed the door. We're bye. Yeah. So that's my pit. But anyway. Okay, so we've talked about... I feel like I've maybe talked about how we met from my perspective.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But Mac, how did you meet my sister?
Okay, so freshman year at Bridgewater, I don't believe we ever even officially ran into each other, but I don't know. It was kind of up in the air because I thought that we may have been around each other for sure, but I definitely seen her, and we definitely knew who each other were.
Bridgewater is the college that I went to, Bridgewater State in Massachusetts, and Mac went there for only 1 year.
Yeah, and I was like, I need to get out of this hellhole.
It's okay. I didn't even make it, so.
Oh my God. I couldn't even, I was like a fish out of water. It was just so boring. But I met some good people and eventually got to know you.
But yeah, so you swear that we met there, but I never remember like being introduced to you, but I just knew you because you were friends with some of my friends.
Right. And I definitely remember asking Kaylee about you freshman year.
Yeah, my roommate.
And we had mutual friends, and then I moved to California.
Yeah, so my roommate Kaylee asked me, she was like, do you know Mac Mainey? And I'm like, no, I have no idea who that is. And she's like, oh, well, he's this kid. I know him from, he's from Southie. And I knew some of his friends in high school. And like, we just had a bunch of mutuals. And she was like, he goes to Bridgewater, and he was like asking me about you. And I was like, I literally have no idea who that is. So I never like saw him ever, except for one time that I was going with my roommate Amanda to get Chipotle, and I was like standing in the front of our dorm because all the freshmen at our school like live in the same dorm. It's like this huge dorm with like 1,000 freshmen in it. So
it's like a big high school.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so he was on the first floor and I was on the 5th floor. And I remember I was leaving to go get food, and my roommate Amanda like turned around because you had just walked in, like we had passed each other, and she was like, that's Mac Mainey. And I like looked, and you were getting in the elevator, and I like, could barely see you, but I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was single at the beginning of my sophomore year, and so I was like going out with my roommates. I'm like, okay, like I want to like meet a boy or something. And so I told Kaylee, I go, whatever happened to that kid, Mac Mainey, that you were telling me about? Like, I wonder where he is, like what he's up to tonight. Because we always would have people over our apartment. Like, you were friends with my friend, so I was going to like probably invite you, whatever.
Right.
I mean, like, I feel like I'm telling, this is just a backstory. So, and then I remember I clicked on your Instagram and I requested you. And the first thing I saw was you with a surfboard in California. I'm like, this kid left. He moved. So that was like it for years.
I went surfing one time and posted a picture.
But we reconnected in 2022.
Right. I mean, there wasn't too many opportunities for us to meet. I do recall seeing you at the gym running like endlessly, 5 miles. I'm like, oh my God. And then I moved to Boston. Well, I mean, I'm from Boston, but I didn't move to Boston. But I moved back home to Boston, and you basically moved to the same street as me. Yeah,
we lived on the same street, and we never saw each other. And then I moved to Southie in like 2020. So it was like 2 years had gone by, and then I never knew you. Okay, I was at Marcus's birthday party in New York. This was like, I was single, living my best life, posting like pictures on Instagram left and right of myself. And I remember he commented on one of my pictures and said something, and I'm like, oh my God, I got so like nervous. Cause we were like had mutual friends. We'd comment on each other, like,
yeah,
you know, you reply to people's story and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's
for sure.
We never had met or anything. And then I remember you commented on my picture and said something like, what'd you say?
Something about your pose. I was just trying to be funny, but
you always had like funny attitude.
It wasn't funny.
And I was like, wait, I forgot about this kid. And I was like, okay. So I like remember a week had gone past, and I added you on Snapchat.
Right.
And then the next day I was out and you were out.
Yep.
We came hunting you down.
Yep.
Me and my posse, me, Emma, and Graydon.
Maggie and Graydon were out to dinner with our brother, and we went and hunted you guys down. And then after that, never saw my sister again.
Yep.
She fell in love.
I took her.
You swept her. You literally.
But what about the night that we met?
You literally swept her off of your feet. You guys, the night you guys met.
The night we met.
Because you guys fell.
I remember being with a few of my friends, Griffin, Jack, and I remember inviting you. And then, you know, when you do something and you're like, oh, she's not gonna come, or he's not gonna come, or whatever, and then you and your sister get out of like of course, like a black Uber. I'm like, Griffin looks at me. He's like, just act cool. Just act cool. You're the man. I'm like, oh boy, I'm a little nervous right now.
And he knew. Were you with Jack the Realtor?
Yeah.
Jack the Realtor. Shout out Rooney Real Estate.
And we showed up at this bar in Southie. It's called Lincoln. If you like live in Boston, if you're familiar, it's like a ton of people
So
go out
scary.
there. Since Mac is from the area, the girl that was the manager,
Yes.
she dates one of your friends, and
Yes.
so she just like, there's usually a long ass line. We
She
didn't have to
came
wait in the
out.
line. She came right out, and I was like, hi. And she's like, you're here to see Mac? I'm like, yep. And I walked right in, and I walked right up to you too.
Yeah, she definitely gave me special treatment, which was a good thing. And then we can, just got drunk the entire night to a point where
They
So
fell
I
off of the stool.
I had did a sober January, and what was this, February, what, like?
It was like the first week of February, so this was probably your
week of
first
February,
time out.
And it was my first time out, and I was just like absolutely obliterated. Me and Griffin were just so drunk. I remember, well, I mean, that sounds bad, but not when we like first started talking.
When you don't drink for a whole entire month and then you drink for the first time, like 2 drinks is gonna make you feel like
Also, I didn't know I was going out to meet you for drinks. I was at Strago with Graydon. Me and Graydon were like drinking martinis left and right. And when I'm with Graydon, Graydon's always like,
we
get
shared
another.
a bottle of wine too that night.
You and Mike did, and me and Graydon got martinis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as romantic as I would like it to be, but I was always had some sort of attraction to you, and you hopefully had the same, and it just finally came together that night.
But when
and
we
I remember
met,
meeting little Emma. We didn't really talk that night though, right?
I don't even know if I think we like side hugged and then I left.
Yeah.
I didn't love going out, especially in Southie. Southie gave me so much anxiety. It still does, but like I just didn't I don't know. I think I said hi and then I literally left. I dipped out so fast and I walked home.
But we met, and then the first day we spent together was like, I felt like I had known you my entire life. So.
yeah, I know, me too. Even when we were sitting at the bar, like talking,
Yeah.
it's just like, when you talk to someone, you feel like you've known them your whole life, and you just connect, and you can have like a really good, deep conversation.
Yeah.
And
we
it just
definitely
feels like
connected.
right.
Yeah, that's the best.
And I feel like for us too, it was like one of those things where, when you like know someone for a really long time, and like they always kind of come up in your life, but you don't actually meet until like the time is right.
Right.
Like that's what I feel like happened with us. Like if we had met earlier, I don't think it would have played out the way it did.
Right, because we had both been in other relationships, and yeah, it was perfect timing. I think when you feel that way with someone where like you've known them forever, it's just like instantly, it's like a start of something. I don't even know, like a roller coaster.
So that night we met, and then the next weekend, I remember I left to go to the Super Bowl,
Right,
and I was on the same plane as your best friend.
right.
So it was like weird
The
coincidence.
signs.
And then we went on our first date after that. Oh my God, tell the story about Valentine's Day. So we had just met, it was like right before Valentine's Day. So it was the first week of February, and then Valentine's Day was a week later. And Mac asked me out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You asked me to go to dinner with you.
I remember texting my friends like, should I do this? Is this a cute idea? And they were all like, yeah, like go for it. And then you were like, oh no, me and my sister have plans to go watch some guy's hockey game. I'm like, oh my God.
Because I was like, I can't leave her on Valentine's Day if
Did
she's
not
single
just
too.
say that.
Also, you guys weren't even dating. I would
know.
be so mad if you left.
Oh, yeah.
So I turned you down, but then we went later in the week.
We went later in the week.
We had a really good first date.
We had a great first date. I was definitely nervous. You weren't nervous at all.
I know, I wasn't nervous.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't get nervous. Because I don't get nervous
You didn't
either.
get nervous with Peyton at all?
I did not.
No. I don't know why. Just for some reason, I was kind of just like I literally had zero expectations about it. And I was like, whatever happens, happens. Like there was no attachment. And then I just had so much like fun instead of being like nervous.
Also, I don't think I was nervous because of the way that it first went when we met.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt so comfortable with you
Right.
that I was like, there's nothing to be nervous about.
Yeah.
Right.
I was so comfortable too.
I think it's just the positioning, like sitting across the table from someone is just like awkward. Like, but when we sit at the bar,
Yeah.
it's just more natural, you know?
I still am such a bar person over a table going out to
Yeah,
dinner.
when I first met Peyton too, we sat next to each other.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Yeah, and we didn't sit across. We sat it was like a big long, it's a long table, like a big long dinner table. Getting drinks though. I sat on the end and he sat at the corner.
Yeah, because I feel like it's more intimate. Like,
Maybe a little touching.
Hey guys, just taking a quick break from the show to hear from our sponsors at Prime Video. Prime Video is entertainment for you, every you, because women are more than just one thing. There's the you that can light up a stage like Miss Maisel, but there's also the you that just wants a lazy brunch with your girls in Harlem. Prime Video is for the teenager falling in love you who turned pretty one summer and the 30-something who knew she had it going on all along. For the dreamer who gets lost in the wheel of time and the fan who dreams of playing in the WNBA, the strong you who can best the boys like Starlight, and the not so strong you who can't get through an episode of Swarm without covering your eyes. We're for the messy, the marvelous, and the everything in between. World-changing, nap-taking, role-breaking you just as you are. Prime Video is entertainment for you, every you. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details. Should you give a little background about yourself? I don't know. I feel like we just jumped into like how we met. Well, I mean, everyone knows you're from Boston.
Born and raised in Southie. He's a Southie boy.
Definitely a Southie boy.
And you grew up in the city, so you definitely like matured really fast and got to like, you know?
Yeah. So I'm from Southie originally, and I was raised by my grandparents, half Irish, half Italian. I had a ton of cousins that basically I grew up with, and but growing up was definitely different. It was definitely faster. Everyone's just, I don't know. I feel like I knew everyone. There's no one I don't know. I joke with Maggie sometimes that I know more people than her in Boston, but
more people know you.
more people know me.
Like, picture this little town. Wait, like, what are the movies that were? If people don't know what Southie is, like
that one with the kid.
Boston.
Good Will Hunting and
like
stuff
Good Will
like that.
Hunting.
If you don't live in Boston, watch Good Will Hunting or at least like a trailer and picture Mac.
Yeah, because everyone's
They run around.
Good looking.
And like you're basically like your friends, your best friends are like your family.
Oh my God, yeah. I have so many friends and so many relationships that
You're dating a yuppie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely dating a yuppie.
I know, I'm considered a yuppie to the people that live...
The locals.
The locals.
Yeah.
Because I'm not from there, but I live there. And the locals get annoyed by the yuppies.
Everything was kind of family oriented, and your friends were your family as well. And I feel like it's so unique. Like my family on Ticknor Street, my grandmother's on the first floor, my aunt's on the second floor, and then my other aunt and uncle is on the third floor. Like, I feel like you don't get that anywhere else in the world, you know?
Yeah, and people like sit on their front step. Well, not anymore, but they would like sit on the front steps and everyone just run around the neighborhoods. And...
Yeah, well, it's completely different now because it's obviously extremely gentrified, but it was a good place to grow up for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into some questions. Mac, you prefer to stay off social media and you like to keep kind of like your accounts private. What's it like to date somebody who lives in the public eye? And everything is online and out there.
Right. It definitely is interesting. Definitely has its ups and downs for sure. I think dating you has just opened my eyes to just the way the world is nowadays. I'm just kind of like a reserved person, and just I kind of like who I like, and you always tell me to be a little more open-minded, so I'm working on that. But yeah, dating you has just opened my eyes to the way social media works and the pros and cons, really. But what's it like? I don't know. What do you think? How should I start?
I don't know, because I don't really, like, I obviously just see it as it's just normal to me because this is the way that my life has been. But, like, you didn't ask for your life to now be kind of in the public eye. Like, I feel like you definitely have dealt with like hard things since we dated, but not saying that it's like, I feel like it just comes with social media, you know?
Right.
Like people obviously talking about you and having opinions about you, but they don't even know anything about you.
Right.
And I think that was hard.
Yeah, I think that's where the opinions and the whatever you want to call them, rumors and stuff, like really start because they have no idea who I am. And maybe that bothers them or, you know. But
Yeah, because there's nothing about you on social media.
no, there's more to people than, you know, than that in my eyes, but we just see differently on that. And but the positives, I don't even know.
Like, I don't know, dating someone like that's in the public eye.
It's not like a drastic difference. There's nothing different than normal life other than the fact that you just showcase your life online.
I know, because I
so
really
there's
am
a,
so
the
chill
only
and
thing that it
normal.
brings is more opinions from people, random people all over the place. But other than that, like, it's not like you're some like a crazy influencer girl that's like going out and like posting a picture on TikTok peeing in the street. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just
Posting
so
my
normal.
Yeah, I definitely got lucky with you because there's so many more different extreme personalities on social media than you. Like, I feel like you're just, you know, you're kind of just a peaceful girl when it comes to social media. I don't think you're doing anything crazy, so I definitely got blessed with that.
We live a very normal life.
Yeah, I think
Together.
I definitely am protective of both of you guys. I think, you know, sometimes things can, like when you have fans and stuff, it just can be a little much. Like
And when there's people outside the house.
walking by our house and doing stuff
Taking
like
pictures
that.
when,
Yeah,
without asking.
the pictures.
And stuff.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get protective about that.
I definitely have to work on it because it's like at the end of the day, you guys signed up for it. But
Yeah.
I just take it as like some people are just being.
You're just very traditional.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of is like black and white for you. You're like, wait, like this is so not normal. But like to
Yeah.
us, we're just like, oh, it's another day.
Right. But if I had seen
No
someone
privacy.
famous, you know, I wouldn't even say hello to them. But I guess I'm just different.
Have you ever been recognized in the public by people who were fans of Maggie?
Definitely, yeah, for sure. More people. I mean, not necessarily ones that don't already know me, but maybe one or two have came up to me someplace and have been like, "Do you date Maggie?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." and then they ask me some, you know, question, and I just like,
Or they ask you questions about Emma.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because like you're never really in my YouTube videos.
Right.
So it's like funny that they recognize you that much.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, well, they just connect the dots on social media. It's not that hard.
Yeah, true.
Nothing really else.
Okay, do you and Maggie have a morning routine together? Or I guess like I know there's one thing that you guys do literally every single morning. And like what's that you guys do every morning? And like what you're like you look up to, like you wake up excited for it?
Right. So when we wake up in the morning, one of us, first thing we do is take the dogs out.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I'm like a day and night and then you do the morning. But sometimes it switches.
Changes.
Yeah. But the first thing we do, like I feel like everyone else in the world, is just like coffee.
Yeah, you take a shower. Like our thing is that even though I feel like we have coffee together every single morning, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like even if I get up early and go to like a workout, I'll wait until after the workout to go get coffee together.
Right. Yeah, we always go get coffee.
That's like our morning routine together.
What are some ways that you guys like to unwind and relax together? I feel like you guys are very chill.
Oh,
very
we
chill
love
couple.
to-
You guys are just always like major homebodies.
Yeah.
Like this is a big thing that you guys are all the way in Oregon with Peyton and I.
No, I don't think it's a big thing.
Oh, it's
Emma,
a big
it's not
I
a
don't think
big
it's a
thing.
big thing.
Babe,
We've
getting
been-
you two out of the house.
No, we've gone so many places with you guys. Miami. We went to the Cape a bunch of times. We're in Oregon now 3 times. Remember we went in May.
And then July.
And then we went in July for the engagement, and then we went for your birthday.
Oh.
And we're here in Oregon,
Yeah.
and we're going to be traveling a lot for his games. Like, not a lot, but like we have cities that we want to go to together.
Yeah.
When he plays there.
Right. I think we need to get better in a sense. Like, I think we always want to do everything together, and it just like sometimes it won't work out with your schedule, or it won't work out for my schedule, so then we just don't go.
Yeah. And we have dogs. We have 2 dogs
I know,
at
it's the
home. So it's like,
dogs.
it's hard to just like get up and go when you have dogs. It's like, we don't like putting the responsibility on other people to watch our dogs.
Yeah, but also our brother is he would do anything to like stay at your house to watch the dogs, you know?
Which he's doing right now.
Lucky to have that.
Yeah.
But sometimes he can't. Sometimes he is busy.
Obviously.
I'm definitely a major homebody. I'm just like one of those people that, you know, after the day's over, I just want to be in bed with my dog.
I know, and I used to be like traveling nonstop and so go, like literally on a plane like every other week to go somewhere different. And it's been so nice for me to just like actually be home and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And like enjoy being home. And I think also COVID made me enjoy being home a lot more too. Yeah. Like I just love cooking. I love our routine. We like, some things we like to do to unwind. We like to go for walks, either with or without the dogs, depending on if it's hot out.
For sure.
But we'll do like a 4-mile walk. We love to do the sauna.
Right.
And then we shower and we get in our clean bed and we turn the AC down really low to 63.
Yeah.
And we turn the fan on and we watch a show where I read and he watches like the Red Sox or whatever sports game.
Whatever.
We're watching Euphoria right now.
Yeah, we just started that.
It's kind of a weird show.
I like don't like that show, but I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, it's a little freaky.
Yeah. We're only on episode 3, season 1, but we like it.
So obviously you guys like travel. Do you guys travel well together? Like,
yes. Oh my God. One thing I almost said this to you at the airport yesterday. Sorry if I am like talking over you or talking a lot. But I was thinking about it. And you know, when like you travel with someone and I feel like you don't actually really know someone until you travel with them.
For sure.
And that goes with friends too. Like you learn a lot about people when you travel with them and you stay with them for a long period of time.
Yeah.
We travel so well together. It's so chill. Like sometimes when guys, this is just general, when guys travel, sometimes like things can come out where they get like they do these little things and I feel like
their rail comes out, huh?
Yeah, and it like gives me the ick. You like don't give me the ick when you travel.
No.
And I was gonna tell you that yesterday. Like you're so normal. You're not like the dad with the backpack on and like, you know, like doing weird shit.
And the
you're just so
sunglasses.
normal. We travel really well together.
Yeah, and it's like you're bringing your piece of home with you wherever you guys go.
Yeah, it's
So
very comfortable and comforting.
It's tough when you're with couples too, you know, but I feel like because me and Maggie are so like relaxed and we can kind of do our own thing, you and Peyton can kind of, you know, still have your alone time while being with us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like traveling with you too, like as a couple, like couples, like us two and you guys, because you guys like your own thing and we obviously like our own thing, but then Maggie and I like our stuff and like you and Peyton can like go off and do your thing and we can like hang out, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And he goes and does his workout in the morning and then we'll do our stuff. Like we went to a workout this morning, us 3. It doesn't even feel like we're traveling with, I don't know, it's not like pressure, like no pressure, you know?
Right.
We're just so go with the flow and so chill. We like the same things. We're not big like drinkers or anything. Like we don't.
No, I've never been a big drinker. I mean, I've had phases in my life where I drink more, but I've never.
Yeah, everybody
never
has like
truly
in
liked
college
it.
and stuff. But I feel like some people when they think like, oh, well, we're going on vacation, it's like every day, drinking every day, you're on vacation.
Right.
This is the time to do it. But like we're not really like that. We like to just chill and get our workout in, be active, we like to eat good food, like try different places and chill.
If you guys could have a second home together anywhere in the world, where would you guys pick?
That's a good question. Okay.
I mean, the Cape is definitely up there, but everyone we know has one of them, so it's like probably not. I kind of like up north.
I'm not obsessed with the Cape. Growing up there, like my goal in life isn't to have a Cape house.
But you guys
like what people
always
would
talk
think.
about getting a Cape house, so.
But we were saying as like a big thing that you, me, Em, and Peyton, like not where we would be like running to get a Cape house, but if you, me, Em, and Peyton got a house where our families could share it and we could just go.
Like, okay, so I know you haven't seen the show yet, but The Summer I Turned Pretty, they have a house. Okay, people say it's like it was filmed on the Cape, but it's literally not. But it's like a summer house that they have on a beach in a beach town, and like the two families go there with their kids every summer. Not for like, I mean, you can either go for the whole summer, like for however long. I think that would be so fun. Like our families when we're older, not like.
I would say though, yeah, probably Cape or even though I was just like, I'm not really obsessed with the idea of like, I mean, I'm not really
Not
that.
like you're gonna ever move there again.
I
And
know,
live there
true.
Full time. Like I personally, I would never live there full time. I would never get a house to be there all day long. But the summertime, oh my gosh, if you're living in Boston, there's nothing better than going down to the Cape.
No.
Like come
you're
on.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
unless you go to like a lake in New Hampshire, but like you get there, it's so different. You could do like a lake house and a Cape house.
Yeah.
I know.
It's two completely different vibes. You cannot tell me that you do not like being by the ocean.
No, I do. Yeah, we actually
100%.
would like that because you're
Yeah.
such an ocean person. Like, even if we had a house on the Cape,
Mac
you would like to
loves
go
swimming.
swimming in
I
the...
love to swim.
He swims even in the winter.
I grew up on a beach, you know,
Yeah.
basically. So.
Yeah.
And basically the city is like, some days it's just intolerable. Like, you just can't.
City,
too hot.
the city is just
I
also
know.
so jam-packed with people
Yeah.
that like it's nice being somewhere where it's a bit spread out.
I feel like one thing that I've also done in our relationship is like help you get out of the city more.
Right.
You know, because I feel like living there, growing up there, like you're just so used to it. That's like,
But then you realize that there's a
home.
lot more like relaxing.
but I feel like we've done so much stuff
I mean,
out the city.
yeah. I've definitely traveled more with you since I've been with you than any other point in my life, but it wasn't like I was in the city.
No, I
Whole
know
life,
that,
you know?
babe. I know.
I definitely traveled.
What are both of your love languages?
Oh my God.
Maggie's love language is words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Every night she's asking me, what's one thing you love about me? What's two things you love about me? What's three things you love about me? I
Okay,
I
what's
feel like
one?
it's becoming
Say
more
it for the
of a-
podcast too. What? Just one thing.
I think just how positive and vibrant your spirit is and your energy. That's one. And I'm not saying anymore, even when you're mad at me.
Emma was like, "What's one thing you love about me?"
What about me, Matt?
Sometimes I'm like, Emma, I love when you're asleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Guys, Emma and Mac have like a relationship like a brother and sister.
Yeah.
They joke with each other and like give each other shit, but it's all out of love. They are so funny together. Your love language is quality time,
100%.
and you low-key like physical touch.
Yeah.
Like you're always holding my hand and like touching my head or like, you know.
I'm
And
blanking on
you know what you like,
what?
bitch?
Gifts.
Gifts. He likes gifts. But even though you lose all your gifts, so I think Mac is
No,
turning into
can I
like
tell
an
a story?
experience guy because he's like he left his headphones that I got him at the gym.
No, listen to
By
this one
accident.
story.
What?
Lifetime.
Mac left his sunglasses. He didn't mean to. Like, obviously, whenever he leaves something, it's not like he's meaning to. Like, people put things down and just, like, forget, obviously.
Yeah.
So we're at a restaurant on the Cape. This is last summer. He puts down his, like, Maggie, did you get these for him or did he get these?
Yes, I got him as like a
Birthday gift.
birthday gift, the Bottega sunglasses.
Because this was 4th of July.
Yes.
Around 4th of July, and his birthday's right before 4th of July. So she gets him these black Bottega sunglasses.
They were sick, by the way.
They were so cool. He leaves them at this restaurant, right? And so Mac's like, oh, like I left my Bottega sunglasses at the restaurant. My friend just so happens to work at that restaurant. Obviously, while we're there, also we know every person on the Cape. And so I asked my friend, hey, could you check like the lost and found for Mac's sunglasses? They're black. I have like every single person, because I know everyone that works there, checking the whole restaurant upside down, like in and out, sending me pictures of everything that's in the lost and found. They don't find Mac's sunglasses. I'm on Be Real, literally on Be Real.
Like 3 weeks later, after the
Literally
sunglasses
3 weeks later. This is like a very long time later. There's a kid who works at the restaurant wearing black Bottega sunglasses. And I was like, there's no way in hell that this kid just so happens to have the same exact black Bottega sunglasses that Mac has. So I take a screenshot of it and I have Mac send me a picture of the black Bottega sunglasses. They were the same exact black Bottega sunglasses. So I had one of my friends ask the kid and he was like, yeah, like I found these in the lost and found. And then we were like, those are Mac's. And then he gave them back.
He ended up being a really nice
Yeah.
kid,
But that was funny. Okay.
That was funny.
Emma's like the FBI moral of the story.
I am. I like. Oh.
But you know what's the funniest
do
thing
not
about
wanna
it
mess.
though? So I knew that he lost them and they were his favorite sunglasses. And I was like, oh my God, they're never turning up. Like those are gone. There's no way someone is going to turn those in.
Yeah, but I
so
find everything.
then before you even find them, I had credits. I had gotten like a credit to Revolve and I was like, you know what? I'm going to surprise him with a new pair. And so I ended up ordering another pair because I knew how much you loved them. And then
I had 2.
you had 2. But guess what? Both of them were gone.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Both
Last
of them were gone. But it's okay.
question. What are your beige flags for everybody? So everyone answer your beige flags about the person.
What are beige flags?
And if you don't know what a beige flag is, beige flags aren't red flags or green flags. They're quirky things the person does and are totally unique to them.
But I still don't really understand a beige flag. Like I see it on TikTok.
Okay, so I would say like
like something that's unique.
it's not a bad thing,
flag, but it's like
not
just a
green
little
flag,
thing they
it's just
do.
Like a little thing that like you may like that you do. That
Okay,
they do.
so would this be an example? Like
I'll say Max. The beige flag that I have for Mac.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Mac's beige flag is that his hands are really soft. Like,
and your feet are really soft.
he has these soft, like it just like he got a brand new manicure. Like he just got the softest little paws.
Yeah. I definitely don't have any
so funny.
blue collar hands for sure.
Yeah, they're not like rough. They're just like they're so soft. But I like wish I had really like I put lotion on all the time to get soft hands. But anyway.
I was gonna say that Mac's beige flag is that every time I take the sheets off to wash the bed sheets, I find a million socks just like stuffed in the bottom of the bed. Because you wear socks probably, and then you get in bed
You probably
and you
get
don't
into
want
bed,
them on,
but
so
you just
take
like
them
slip them off.
You slip them off, and they just all end up at the bottom, like in between the sheet that's tucked in the mattress.
Yeah. I think I definitely have more of those than you. But
I have another beige flag for Mac. Obviously, like, I don't know this. I just know this from, like, stories that I heard from, like, Maggie. My beige flag for Mac is the stories that Maggie tells me of him waking up in the middle of the night. Not even meaning to do this. Not even meaning to do this, but, like, going downstairs. Like, she'll wake up in the morning and find cookie crumbs and a glass of milk next to the fridge. No, but it's funny because you woke up this morning and you were like, I literally slept. I had these chocolate covered gummy bears because obviously I'm on my period. I'm like craving all chocolate. So I have chocolate covered gummy bears on the railing of the staircase because I didn't want them in my room. And I left them there and I woke up this morning and I saw them next to the door of their bedroom. And I was like, like maybe they like took a couple. And then Mac was like, wait, I literally ate these in my sleep last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I always wake up to pee. It's like my worst habit. I have the smallest bladder. So when I wake up, I'm like sleepwalking. And it's like the only time that I crave something sweet. I think I get it from my grandmother because like she always wakes up in the middle of the night and like has a treat with a glass of milk.
That's funny.
No, that's probably where you do get it.
That's so cute.
Before we end off, I feel like before we end off the show, also, I think the funniest story is when you were in second grade, what you would do when you would come home from school.
Yeah, so my grandmother who raised me, she would have a cup of tea waiting for me. And I would walk home because the house I grew up in was just like right down the street from the school I went to. And I would watch Law and Order and take a nap every day. I was
drink
like,
a tea.
Law and Order.
And he would drink a tea.
Yeah.
He still drinks
my
so
God,
much
I could
tea.
so
He's such a tea
picture
guy.
him sitting on the couch drinking tea, watching Law and Order as like a kid.
I was like a grown adult.
I remember one of the first times we met,
I had a cup of tea.
you were like, you were bringing me something. And I remember you texted me before you came to my house and you said, I'm going to stop at Starbucks to get a tea. Do you want one? I was like, it's literally 7 o'clock at night. Like, this kid's going to get a tea.
Yeah.
That's
cute.
too cute.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast.
And thank you, Mac, for
being
coming on the show finally.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll try to be less awkward on the videos and the podcast in the future. Sometimes I don't know what it is because if you meet me in person, I'm so outgoing and such a goofball.
You're
But
like
every person, Peyton's whole family, when they meet you, they're like, Mac is the funniest person.
I know.
That's all they say. They rave about how funny you are.
I know. And then the second the camera or that ugly microphone gets in front of me, I literally can feel my mouth getting dry. You ever do that? Because I'm so nervous.
I feel like, well, it's fine. It's your first.
okay.
It's your first podcast. It's your first like social media thing other than a picture.
This also isn't for everybody, like talking in front of a camera and a microphone, you know, which is so fine.
But I did want to do one with you because people are probably like, "Oh my God, Peyton has been on the show a lot, and I feel like it
Also,
is
Mac
important.
just doesn't have social media in general. Like, no, he's so mysterious.
I mean, I have one. I don't live under a rock.
Well, obviously, but like,
Yeah,
it's like
I know.
not
People
open
just
to the
have-
public. Like, this says like, Mac, like you can plug your socials. We're not plugging your socials because nobody is going to be following you. No one's
reminds
requesting
me-
or anything.
He does
reminds
get a
me
lot of
when-
requests though from people.
Yeah, I mean, I accept
You do
some,
get a lot, but
it reminds me when we went to the Cape and we went to Aquasit, and the lady was like, "You guys want to put down a number for
like
the
a phone number?
reservation?"
and like me, Peyton, Maggie, we
all
all look
looked at each other,
Yeah, and then we
and
look at you.
I was like, I'm the normal one. I gotta give them my number. No one's calling me.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
love
coming
you.
on the show.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Love you, Mac.
Love you
And
too.
please come back on soon.
I might.
Maybe we'll
I'll
do
think
like a
about it.
funny episode in the future.
I'll think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, you guys can follow Maggie and I on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's both our names, Maggie McDonald and Emma McDonald.
And don't follow me.
And don't follow Mac. He doesn't need any more followers. He has way too many. Be sure to subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you guys get your podcasts. And we'll see you all next week.
Love
Love
ya.
ya. Bye.